Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Tennis Manager. This is episode 79. I haven't decided yet whether this is the final episode with a couple weeks until the release of the new Tennis Manager or not yet. But my plan today, at least, is to just blast my way through this season. I am not going to play any matches live, including Grand Slam finals. We are just going to see how well Montgomery and others can do. We have, five, six athletes in the top 30 right now. I think we have 5 in the top 25 and 6 in the top 30. 2 in the top 10. We're good. And this is without those inherited ones, and this is without Kostenseva, who herself is actually visible on screen right now and has slipped to third. Swiatek barely survives an upset bid that almost succeeded, but she's still alive. It's Nakunye she plays now. Kostenseva is the potential next round matchup. And yeah, we've got some difficult matchups ahead of us. And Lee, all the way down in 57th in the rankings. She's never improved. Corey Goff is still alive and well. Montgomery's into the second round. All of our members are still doing well. Benchik is all the way down to 20th, struggling to succeed. So we look like a possible easy path to the round of 16. Yemafanova has a great chance of getting to the round of 16. Raducanu has a Mugway, who's definitely a better player, so that's going to be a difficult one to get past her. But certainly not impossible. Prepova has a great chance to get to the round of 16. Wow, lucky her. That's because Tazun was upset in the first round. And Kim way down at the bottom end, she's got Andreescu in the next round. If she gets past this one, that's a big ask, but wouldn't that be something if she gets the upset there? That would really help set the team up for a potential deep run. Keeping an eye on team performances. It's all green so far until Prepova. Only the one loss in that round for us. More wins into the next round, and we're continuing on team strong performance. Sujung Kim cannot beat Andreescu, no upset there, but otherwise everybody else has done well, has done very well. Kostenseva with the upset over Swiatek. That's good. That's really good. There is one of the two that's obviously a challenge for us out of the way. If Raducanu can get past Ayala, we're looking at an inter-team quarterfinal. So, yeah, nice. This is Montgomery's third time going up against Yemafanova all time. Yemafanova into the top 10, but Montgomery is a much better player than Yemafanova is, so it should be a pretty easy match. It's not, though. It's Yemafanova who gets on. Can Yemafanova be the first one outside of Montgomery to win a Grand Slam? Montgomery's loss to Yemafanova has led to some mental toughening. Fighting spirit +2, confidence and killer instinct both going +1. Always a big help. Raducanu won her match, so it is that inner team matchup. We'll see how they do here. Which one came out on top? That is Yemafanova, and Yemafanova's into the finals. How does she do? She has made the finals. Yemafanova. Oh, it's Andreescu. Andreescu has won. Yemafanova made the finals. That's going to be a huge boost. Huge boost to her ranking. Wow, nicely done. But not a Grand Slam victory. We're in the later rounds of a 1,000 level tournament. These majors have been the thorn in our side, and we have a player that's been the thorn in our side, Anna Svuva, who is ranked in the top 20 but has beaten us 6 out of 8 times that we've gone head to head. Now, the 900 level tournament continued to be the thorn in our side, as it was Kostenseva who knocked us off in the quarterfinals. We do win this one. And then the tournament before that was a 470. We made the final and lost to Swiatek, almost beating her, but not quite. So we'll see if we can do a little bit more. We have Braldi in the semis on this one. Ooh, Swiatek was knocked off by Jastrzębska, who then forfeit in hers. Sabalenka gets through after almost being beaten by Yemafanova. Okay, this is a really good opportunity for us as Kostenseva with a forfeit also. On that pathway. Sabalenka is somebody we can beat, and probably going to need to beat if we're going to stay ahead of her in the rankings. Head to head, just 3-2. Amazing that after all these years, she's only played Sabalenka 5 times. Match number 6. Can we stay ahead on the curve? We do. 6-3, 6-3, and we have won a 1,000 level premier tournament. Besides the 4 Grand Slams, is that our biggest victory? I'm trying to remember what we've done with those 900s and 1,000s. I think we've had a single win. I don't remember which one it was. We need to check that. And yes, I was correct. It was a 900. So she has won just one of those majors. And now that makes it 2. And this one, obviously the 1,000 level being that much bigger. She did open the season before the Australian Open with a victory in a 470, which was her second there. So she's actually starting to tally up some bigger titles this season more consistently. But of course, the 1 Grand Slam has not gone terribly well thus far. Nice little team moment where Raducanu just won the title in Guadalajara. It's only an international 160, not a major tournament, but it's Prepova, her own teammate, she beat to win that one. It's nice when you have your 2 teammates getting into at least a semi-large tournament. Talk about a shift in the balance of power. In the space of a month, Swiatek has gone from number 1 down to number 3, with both Andreescu and Montgomery moving up spots. So we are now ranked number 2, and if you look at the points hauled between them, Sabalenka is definitely in the no man's land above everybody else, but not far above it. She is way off the back. She's got roughly half the points compared to the 3 of us, but the 3 of us are neck and neck. If we were to say win this tournament, Montgomery would be number 1 in the rankings. And for me right now, that's kind of the one thing we haven't achieved. We've got 4 Grand Slam victories. We've now got a Premier 1000 victory. We've got a Premier 900 victory. We have multiple large tournament titles. Numerous. One thing we haven't done is see number 1 in the rankings, and we are pretty dang close right now. And looky, here we are. Round of 32, right there at the top. Andreescu was knocked off. Big upset by the number 23 ranked Vandra Wasova, who Raducanu would have played in the quarterfinals, but Osaka, who's still there, still hanging in there, number 9 in the rankings these days, 8th seed at this tournament, knocked her off, and that was a close one. Meanwhile, we have Kasanseva, who knocked off Sujong Kim to get to the round of 16. Yemafanova and Prepova playing each other there, so we have another potential inter-team matchup yet again. Now, we don't necessarily need to win this tournament to move ahead in the rankings, but the deeper we get, the better the chances of it actually happening. Plus, there's somebody in Swiatek who is still right on our heels that could easily move back up to number 1 herself. We could still be number 2, just with those 2 flipping if we don't get too deep, or don't get deep enough, that is. Kasanseva made it tight, 6-4, 7-6, but we are through. Number of winners was pretty dang even. Unforced errors was pretty even. It was a pretty even match, but we did win. Swiatek getting a little boost as she got through. She got past Ayala in the first round, and then she got through with a forfeit, barely playing in the next round. So she is in the quarterfinal as well. So we do need to watch out for how Swiatek does. She does not have an easy one right now. Yastrapasca is kind of the up-and-comer on the outside of the back end of the top 10, other than Yemafanova, that is. And it is Yemafanova who knocked us off in our earlier Grand Slam, who we now need to go up against here. Hopefully this time Montgomery comes out on the winning side, because the number 1 ranking is on the line. Boy, Yemafanova pushing us to the edge, but we do come out on top. Oh no, Yemafanova hurt. Moderate injury for this one. Hyperextension at the calf. That's only 1 to 2 weeks, but still sad for her. Swiatek still alive in this tournament, so we really do need to make this final, just to be sure. And even then, I don't know. If she wins it, she might have enough. I think if they're both in the final, they very well could be ranked 1 and 2. with Andreescu slipping to number 3 in the rankings to go from number 1 to number 3 in 1 week. That would really hurt, but it is so close between the three of us. And therefore, I could easily see Swiatek, if she wins and beats us in the final, I could see us being number 2. So we really need to at least get through this one and then see how that final goes. Let's hope for Mugwe to get the win in this one and give us a real shot at that number 1. We are through the semifinal 6-2, 6-4. So far, so good. Fantastic news. Mugwe has beaten Swiatek, which means guaranteed Swiatek's not going to move ahead of us. We will have more points coming out of this tournament than she had. And of course, I'd never won a Premier 1000 until just a couple of weeks ago. And therefore, I'm definitely not losing points from last year's Miami Open. That, replacement-wise, I'm going to have a higher score. Swiatek, you would presume, is not going to drastically improve her score. I don't know what she did on this tournament last year, but it's not like she's going to see a huge influx of points. I don't know if she won it, but Andreescu is going to lose quite a few points. So there is a fantastic chance, win or lose, in this final, this All-American final in Miami. There's a very big chance that we could come out on top of the rankings after this one. Even though it's still showing me as 3rd in the rankings here, that's the seeding for the tournament that was done before those new rankings came out. So we were already pre-seeded for the tournament. This is only the 3rd time they've gone head-to-head all these seasons. Mugwe just outside of the top 10. She could very well be inside the top 10 after making the final, regardless of what happens here. We are 1-1. And 2-1. It's a tournament victory. Back-to-back 1,000-level tournament victories for Montgomery. Dang, is that enough? We'll find out in about a week. End of season report. Kim up to 23rd in the rankings. Pooks, the only one who struggled through this period. 4 tournaments. She did have 8 wins, but she had her ranking drop a bit. Montgomery, here anyway, showing number 2, but it's only Sunday. The new rankings come out tomorrow. Let's wait one more day and see what happens with that. Prepova, 25th. Squaw, from 793 up to 199, now playing senior level tournaments. 9 of them. She got 38 wins out of 43 matches played. That means she won 4 out of those 9 tournaments and then obviously made very deep runs with an 88% win rate. Huge jump in the rankings. Almost 600 spots in just 1 period. Fantastic from her. Raducanu up 5 spots to number 13. Yemafinova up 2 spots to number 8. And there you have it, folks. New rankings are out. And we have a new number 1. Robin Montgomery has done it. She has achieved the final target, really. We have hit number 1 in the rankings. Andreescu is number 2. Swiatek is number 3. We now have the world number 1 player. And you know what? Honestly, I don't know what else there is left to achieve. We have the last 2 infrastructure upgrades. One of them's a day or 2 away from being done. The final one is about a month and a half away from being done. They'll be done anytime here. Montgomery looks very likely, very poised to continue winning tournaments, especially at the age of 26. She is passing up Andreescu and Swiatek in terms of consistency, and she's almost drawn level in terms of capability compared to those 2, and she's absolutely more consistent on beating virtually everybody else. Meanwhile, Yemafinova continues to rise. She's ahead of Osaka in the rankings. Kasanseva coming back up almost into the top 10 there. Same with Corey Goff. But Raducanu all the way up to 13th. So that was one of the other main goals that I've had here, is to achieve with Raducanu what she's done in real life. Now, we have not won a Grand Slam with her, and I don't think she ever will in this game, in the 2021 version of Tennis Manager. But her ranking is higher than what it is in real life. So therefore, we have, to an extent, done what she's been able to do in real life. We've brought her up inside. I want to say she's been somewhere between 16th and 18th in the rankings over the last handful of months since we picked her up here in this series. And yeah, 13th is above that. But we are surrounded by our players. Frifritova is 14th. Corey Goff, Kazanseva, 12th and 11th. They are... we've seen Ann Lee up near the top. Nakunye is now 27th. Katrina Scout is 26th. Sujung Kim into the top 25 as well. It's been fantastic. And it's just something that we would continue with more of the same. Don't worry, more Tennis Manager action is coming soon enough, with the release now just about 2 weeks away of Tennis Manager 2022. And I will absolutely be bringing that one to you. But for this series, I think that was the final nail in the coffin that it needed. And that was seeing us hit that number one ranking and winning not one, but two back-to-back Premier 1000 tournaments was huge for us. Wasn't a Grand Slam, but there's 3 more this year. I would be very surprised if Montgomery did not win at least one of those 3 Grand Slams the rest of the year. But that's just consuming time, and we've done enough. We have done enough. I'm very happy with what we have achieved here. That's going to do it for this episode and this series. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you soon when we come back for more Tennis Manager action next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.